Hello, welcome to Shittywebcomics Weekly, brought to you by our Subscribe Star backers. Donate to our Subscribe Star to see into the mind of God, to know more than anyone else. All of the Sector and all of those other drama YouTubers, they don't know anything like we do.
They can't even see into the mind of God.
They can't understand normal thinking. That's not very good.
Also, as what was it?
We're angels to some, demons to others too. There's that. That's pretty good.
Also, they're just seeing into the mind of God. I don't know.
It's good. It's a good thing.
Compared to everyone else.
Nobody else. Everyone else can't see into the mind of God. They should. They just can't.
Why come they don't?
I don't know. You know what, though? Not my problem. But also, it won't be your problem if you just donate $5 to our subscribe. Just $5 to see into the mind of God. Unironically, that's not even a joke. That's not internet. That's not a forced catchphrase or anything. That's just true. It's proven true.
What the hell?
Yes. So I mean, what at these prices, you can't afford not to. And speaking of which, the wonderful classic Clot Adams did a comic July 20th, 2025. Don't be a COVID Carl. So here's his comic. Now, this episode isn't about this comic specifically, but
I do think we probably have to go into some of the context for this because he was recently diagnosed with terminal cancer.
I have no idea. Kind of don't care.
Pretty sure he did. He was pushing the vaccine hardcore, and now he's got the turbo cancer.
Well, that's certainly related to this comic. Dilbert Reborn. Apparently, I guess he has the rights to just make his own Dilbert. Maybe he had to title it something else. I don't know. But it's in the sort of, well, not necessarily watermark, but it's at Scott Adams Says and scottadams.locals.com. Oh, isn't that what Nick Rekieta was using as his social media platform of choice?
I'll always remember that it's called Locals because of that one edit of the their icon.
Yeah,
that renames it to Lol Cows. Yeah. Which, if we're talking about Nick Rekieta, that is so accurate. It's perfect.
Isn't that nice that we introduced the world to Nick Rekieta being a lol cow? Because literally not a single human being on the planet. Like when we say see into the mind of God, we're not joking. You actually could have been ahead of everyone on Kiwi Farms and Kino Casino by years if you've been watching our videos on Subscribe Star.
We have the honesty and the bravery to admit these things.
Plus the smarts and the self-control.
The smarts and the self-control.
To defeat the chair. Anyways. Anyways, so this Dilbert comic, some guy walks up to Dilbert in the office and he says, they call me COVID Carl. I'm a pure blood. First of all, I like this guy already.
Sounds my favorite Dilbert character.
Yeah, the only Dilbert character. I've never liked Dilbert, never really read it. I never got it way back then. You know what I did get? Calvin and Hobbes. That's very comprehensible, easy to understand. You don't have to be some kind of office worker to be like, what is fucking happening here? It's just Calvin and Hobbes. It's pure, it's simple, it's clean.
Dilbert did always seem to be like trying to be a comic strip version of Office Space.
Yeah, except not as funny though. Office Space was funny, Dilbert wasn't.
It's not as cutting or as specific.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. This is the first Dilbert comic I've ever read that I actually liked, and let's get into that. So the second panel is COVID Carl says, my identity revolves around my refusal to get COVID shots. Good, first of all, good identity. That's a good identity to have. That's a good person. Now I know this comic has communicated to me directly, just in the first two panels, that this COVID Carl guy is a good person. Wow, maybe this comic really is good. Is that what this comic's about? Third panel, he says, I will judge the credibility of everything you say based on your COVID vaccination history. Again, that's a good criteria for a person. I know this guy is a little redundant because I already got that point in the previous panel.
Yeah, but, is being belabored a bit.
Yeah, it's kind of like Sinfest where every comic is 4 panels even when it doesn't need to be. Sort of like there's also the CAD rule, of course. Control-Alt-Delete was like, it was always funnier when it was just 2 panels, even if it didn't make sense necessarily. It was just funnier anyways. The 4th panel, though, is an exterior shot of the building, just daytime, clear day, no clouds, no nothing. And it's him, you don't see, it's like off panel, technically. The building is saying, try saying something, but we know through context that's COVID Carl. Did I hit my microphone? I think I did. Well, but anyways, through context, we know it's COVID Carl saying, try saying something. So Dilbert says, it looks like we're getting some rain today. And COVID Carl next panel says, you're wrong about the weather because you got the COVID jab. And then next panel, he says, COVID Carl says, stop believing everything the government tells you, fool. And then Dilbert says, it's raining right now. And COVID Carl ends the comic by saying, do you have turbo cancer yet? Now, this is very interesting because, again, let's go back, clicking one back. Here's, I quote tweeted Clotata Adams, and I said, I'm being a COVID Carl, and I took his comic, cut it down to just 3 panels, where COVID Carl says, I'll judge the credibility of everything you say based on your COVID vaccination history. The second panel is the building, and he says, try saying something. And then the last panel is Dilbert saying it's raining right now, and he says, do you have turbo cancer yet? And above the comic, it says, it's objectively not raining, as we can see from the fucking establishing exterior shot and Dilbert's. So indeed, Dilbert is wrong for being vaccinated. Vaccinated people are incorrect, as proven, in fact,
by being vaccinated. But the key thing too is, like, what is this comic even about? The only thing I assume the comic is about is that
vaccinated people are wrong.
Adams is so pissed off that anyone ever dared deny that COVID science had been settled.
He's right to be pissed off about how he's wrong and has cancer from being wrong. If he has cancer, I don't really care if he does or not.
Like he's unhinged. It's like he just couldn't take it.
You can also read it if you really see through your squeegeed third fucking eye as fucking libtard snowflake Bill Hicks once said, who also died of turbo cancer from the vax.
Mitch Hedberg once said
he got the vax from the future somehow. I don't even know, but this comic technically also, what did Scott Adams mean when he was making fun of Medicare this way about getting turbo cancer from the vax? I don't know. It's very mysterious. Or do I know?
Medicare.
Do I secretly know? Yes. But
yeah, that for me is also a good litmus test. It's like they got the fucking vaccine. Not only did they get the vaccine, but they're screaming at people for not getting the vaccine.
Yeah, just pushing the clot shot and the fucking COVID was going to kill everyone. All that kind of stuff.
Blaming everyone who didn't mask up and get 4 boosters for the lockdowns continuing and for grandma dying.
Literally blaming everyone around them. What are they doing that for? I don't know. That's not a good idea. Personally, I think that's not a good idea.
Losing their heads and blaming it on me.
Yes. While I also am keeping my head. That's good. That's pretty good. And guess what? I don't have turbo cancer. At least not yet. Because I didn't get the Cludorino shot. Areno, whatever it is.
Areno.
Thank you for the turbo cancer, kind stranger. Anyways, so yeah, once again,
should say.
If you want to be years ahead of the curve, ahead of everyone, ahead of Kiwi Farms, ahead of Medicare, ahead of Kino Casino, if you want to know what they don't know or they won't admit to, just $5 on our Subscribe Star. And for everyone else, should have listened to Shitty Webcomics.